That girl. The girl who wakes up early to make a beautiful green smoothie, the girl who makes her bed, the girl who keeps an aesthetic journal, the girl who eats an aesthetic breakfast, the girl who works out in cute clothes, the girl who walked right out of Pinterest, the girl who is all over TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, the girl who we all want to be. Except, do you really need to be that girl to have a good life and become a better version of yourself? So I haven't done a commentary video in a long time.
How rude.
I just really want to sit down and talk about both the good and bad sides to the that girl trend, as well as some of the most effective ways to drastically actually improve your life without being that girl. Essentially, this is a trend that really popped off on TikTok as a lot of influencers share the actions behind romanticizing their lives by having aesthetic moments of taking walks, eating more fruits and veggies, getting a signature scent, reading books, decorating their rooms, working out, so that anyone who watches these videos will have the impression of, dang, first, this girl is so pretty, but second, she has her whole freaking life together. While the underlying message could be a positive one by motivating people to work out, be healthy, glow up, but is it always? Let's look at why this might not be the case. The problematic side to the that girl trend. Financial burden. Matchas, espresso, books, interior decor, scented candles, skincare, rugs, lamps, these all add up. What if someone doesn't have the financial ability to afford these statement pieces to the that girl trend? When the trend to become a healthier, more productive version of yourself becomes a trend to show off these items for social proof that you appear to be living the superior aesthetic life, it creates a lot of stress and pressure to associate a positive behavior with an endless list of consumer products. Just because you don't own these trendy aesthetic products doesn't invalidate you or mean that you have to get these in order to live a better life. That you must buy 20 things that you might otherwise not need in order to fit into the look. It's really easy to focus on the form and not the substance because that girl, like Visco girl, Tumblr girl, e-girl, after all is an aesthetic. But overlooking the motivation behind these habits makes the trend just an impulse to buy things that will only be in season just for the season. Pressure. What if you are working out, eating healthy, being productive, but only to realize, damn, I still don't look like that girl. And to be honest, I think it's really easy to not look like the typical that girl. Skinny, white, not diverse. What do you do then? Does that mean you are not qualified to romanticize and improve your life in the direction that suits you the most? I think the takeaway is that instead of trying so hard to fit into an aesthetic to improve your life, personalize the lifestyle to fit your goals. And that kind of leads to my next point. That girl is unrealistic. Although I absolutely love the idea of romanticizing your life and making the small things count, the overly perfect impressions of that girl on the internet makes the mundane, non-pretty moments in our lives seem inferior. Is it possible to achieve that level of aesthetics and perfection in each moment of our lives? Of course not. From my experience, growth and improvements were never the prettiest moments in my life. Does that mean they are less important? Of course not. The issue with a perfect portrayal of this lifestyle is that what you see on social media is only a snippet of someone's life. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that someone is having a much better life than you on the internet because in the 15 seconds of their lives you saw only the highlights. There is nothing wrong in making an effort to make each and every moment count. But remember that in order to live a better life and more importantly to improve and work towards your goals, not every moment is going to look as perfect as the that girl aesthetic. Everyone goes through their own problems and struggles, and although that girl may seem perfect, no one can be that perfect girl 24/7.
5 minutes later.
Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. Now let's talk about the positive side of this trend and how you can make the most out of it. First of all, it is motivational. I think the tone is generally encouraging people to focus on the small things in life, which I agree with. It's just important to not overly focus on fitting into a certain aesthetic and go with the message behind it. That to live a better life, you don't need super drastic changes. Rather, start with the small things such as eating healthier meals, taking a quick walk, becoming more mindful of your day by journaling. Second, living well for yourself. I think by posting cute pictures or videos of these positive habits in life keeps one accountable for being consistent with a healthy lifestyle. I personally do love documenting these moments in my life just to keep myself consistent and accountable. And being a creator and someone who loves aesthetic things, heck yeah, I want to make these moments as cute as possible. But note that just because a healthy meal doesn't look aesthetic doesn't mean you shouldn't applaud yourself for making a positive change. Just because after a good, hard workout, your hair doesn't look like it's been blown dry for 20 minutes, it wasn't a good workout. In fact, 99% of the time, I look crusty AF and my life is completely not aesthetic. Make those non-aesthetic moments count as well. And if you are not a person who loves sharing your life on the internet, you don't have to post anything in order to feel accomplished. I think posting these videos and pictures is just one of the many ways to celebrate small wins. Always don't forget to give yourself credit for taking good care of yourself.
You did well.
Now here are some tips that work well virtually for everyone so that you don't need to become that girl in order to improve and level up your life. First, aim for the better, not the best. This is my personal motto and it has helped me tremendously, not only in school, in my professional career, or as a creator, but also in my health and glow up journey. The rationale behind this is that if you want to become your quote-unquote best self, such as that girl, you are aiming for the destination and not the journey. So what happens when you get there? There is no more motivation to continue pushing yourself for further improvement or to even stick to the healthy habits you've created. But if you always aim for the better, the focus is on the process and each challenge leads to a breakthrough for the next challenge. This is a great way to stay motivated in the long run because we all know that life is not a race and maintaining a good habit is so much harder than picking it up for just a few days. Second, the irony in consistency. It's really interesting how sometimes months and months of hard work, such as eating healthy, won't show any results until suddenly one day you notice that your stomach feels tighter and you begin to see your abs. This is called the plateau of latent potential in the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. In his book, he made a really great example of an ice cube sitting in a room below freezing point. Every effort you make is like a freezing room having the temperature increasing by minuscule degrees each time. But a room set at 20 degrees Fahrenheit can increase 10 degrees and the ice cube will still remain frozen as an ice cube. This is much like taking a run every day for 7 days and not seeing a significant change to your physique. Then at 31 degrees, the last degree of temperature change turns the ice cube into water. It might seem like that 1 degree made all the difference, but each and every degree of temperature change made that possible. When it comes to self-improvement, it's the same thing. We put a lot of efforts into things that don't manifest immediately. Some choose to give up before reaching the 32-degree threshold. Others held on long enough to witness magic and the turning point of that 1 degree change. Third rule of self-improvement, know the who before the what. You can have all these positive changes and goals for your life, such as eating healthy, going to the gym, journaling, drinking more water, and all that. But when it comes to execution, sometimes these plans just fall through and stay as plans. Or you do these things for a few days, then go back to your old lifestyle. Something that would really help, which is also the mechanism behind manifestation, is aligning your identity with the actions you want to take. Envision the self or the type of person you want to become who would do all the things you want to achieve. This will help a lot in increasing the success rate of you actually being able to turn your words into actions and turn one-off actions into habits. If the action you want to take doesn't align with your identity, your subconsciousness drives you back to the state you previously were. So instead of identifying yourself as a sweet lover while trying to resist eating a cookie by saying, I can't eat that, tell yourself, I am a healthy person and I don't eat that. Instead of identifying yourself as a lazy person while making a goal to get up at 7 a.m. to work out, tell yourself, yes, I am a morning person. The more your behavior conforms with the identity you are trying to establish for yourself, the stronger that identity becomes and the more likely you are going to continue that behavior to strengthen the new identity. This positive feedback loop is so powerful and was how I was able to get a 4.0 GPA at UCLA and was how I started and continued my fitness journey. Hope you found this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe for more glow up and self-improvement related content. Again, just to recap, you don't need to become that girl to live a better life. Practice the good habits that work for you and let those small habit changes manifest into your better selves. See you next week. Bye.
This is the end.